apartment hunting in Melbourne and in Sydney could not be more different. Looking at my old building. Glimpses. Alright, let's get started here in King's Cross, Potts Point. Apartment number 1 is in Roslyn Gardens. Very green, very residential, very quiet. No modern buildings here, everything from the, I would say, 60s, 70s maybe. But it feels like home to me and it has a very special vibe. And I mean, it's got banana trees and everything. And I think the apartment is under budget. But of course, no AC, no dishwasher, no nothing, no luxuries. But this is just how it is if you want to live in Potts Point area. And I do want to live here. So let's see if the views and the area makes up for the lack of fancy amenities. It's got a bathtub. Well, this is how it is in Sydney. Alrighty, so first impression, it reminds me so much of my first apartments back in the day when I moved to Sydney in my 20s. And I stayed always in this area and my apartments looked like this. Maybe actually a slightly better condition. It was very dirty in there and I found a cockroach, never a good sign. And you know what? I did not hate it. That might surprise you. Because it has character. At least it's still like the original old things, you know? It's not like 2000s old, it is like 1960s old. And I can work with that. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I think because I have cat hair allergies and I think the previous owners had a cat. I can feel it in my lungs. And I mean, yes, obviously. I like it mostly because of the bathroom. It has a window and it has a bathtub. And I mean, I could not ask for more. I mean, I could ask for it to be modern as well, but and have a space for a washing machine. Of course, we've got nothing like that, but it's cute and those are the bathrooms that I used to have back in the day here in Sydney. The kitchen, oh my God, it is so old, but it would fit a full-size fridge. So that's good. And I mean, yeah, of course, no dishwasher, no nothing. And then it had that little area that I first thought could be a bedroom area next to the bathroom. But no way, it's like too small. But it could be a home office. And the biggest positive, oh my God, it was $470 per week. Loving the price. That's actually, I mean, that's why so many people looked at it. I mean, the price is just really good. But I mean, obviously the owners have done nothing in there ever. And I mean, that little wardrobe is horrible. So now the negatives, that little wardrobe is like a joke. I would have to also use that little office space to put my things in there. And of course it was not clean, but I mean, it can be cleaned, but yeah, the cockroach is never a good sign. But I think the biggest problem I have with it is that it's south facing, meaning it never gets direct sunlight. And I mean, the views, of course, you look right into another building. If I was really desperate, I would take it because of the price. But I'm not desperate, am I? Not yet. So we shall keep looking. And apartment number 2 is actually in the city, in Park Street. So I'm taking the train now for one stop. Let's see what the city has to offer. And here we are in Sydney's CBD, Central Building District in the city. And while in Melbourne a lot of people actually live in the city and it has a lot of residential buildings, in Sydney it's mostly office buildings. So it has a very different vibe. So you would see lots of people from offices on their lunch break. Yeah, it's 1:45, so they are still on their late lunch breaks. But yeah, not so many people live here. But there are a few residential buildings, and one of them is where we will be looking now. So busy in the city, I definitely prefer Potts Point. But this apartment was surprisingly cheap, that one that we're gonna look at now. Alrighty, the inspection times have changed for Park Street and it's actually not open for inspection right now, only on Saturday. Anyway, the agent, I just spoke to the agent and he said he will send me a video. So back to Potts Point, exactly to where I used to live before I moved to Melbourne, which is Springfield Avenue. Alright, and I'm back in Potts Point. This is Springfield Avenue. I used to live here. So I used to look at that building where I'm inspecting an apartment now from my old building. And I was always wondering what it looks like inside because I could see people on the balconies. But yeah, I was always wondering what is it like inside. And now we will finally find out. Home sweet home here. I think this might be it. It's a top floor apartment. I don't know if there's a lift. Is there a lift? Ah, there is a lift. And a library. How fancy. This must be like almost 100 years old. Please do not open the door before the lift stops. Okay. Oh. I could not figure out the lift, so I'm gonna walk up the stairs.
Last level to the left. It's the last level, then to the left, level 5.
Alright. So what do the curtains here do?
First, I thought it was windows too when I first
Like
came
a
in.
stage,
I don't know, but it's something like that. Decorations for you.
Okay. Okay. I see where we are.
Beautiful, no worries, thank you. 217, no worries.
Oh, okay. This is where the wardrobe is.
Push to the right, and it's alongside of that. So in this central one, that opens here.
Ah, that's the
And
fringe.
then the drawers in on this side here. So there's
Okay.
four drawers, and
And-
then you have
and-
another on the right side that opens up.
So this thing here
Yeah, that opens
also?
up to it. No, just the flat side.
Ah, just the flat
Yeah.
side, okay.
Just push it
Ah,
in, and it opens
okay.
up, yeah.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, then all the ones on this side, yeah, on the right side, they'll all open up.
That's nice.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh wow, the kitchen.
There you go.
It is cute. Oh, I like it. Is that dishwasher? No.
Yeah, no, the dishwasher. Nice. No. You want to do it?
Oh my god, I'm only realizing now this is my old building and I used to look at those terraces. And now I'm on the terrace looking at my old building. Glimpses. Trying to find my old balcony. Alrighty, you guys, debrief. I'm so glad that I had a look at that one. This was probably the most unique apartment I've seen like ever. So this was from the 1930s. The real estate agent Googled it. And I mean, those were all original features, but it was renovated. And I mean, it is a cute little hotel room sized apartment. First of all, how does one get the furniture up there? Because it's a really tight staircase and the lift is tiny. I mean, I haven't been in there because I couldn't make it work, but I don't think you can manage to get your furniture up there. But then again, there's no space for your furniture anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. It is, I think, mostly, it's east facing. So you would get sun early in the morning and then it disappears behind the buildings. But the biggest deal breaker is, obviously, there is no washing machine in there, in the apartment, but also there's no laundry in the building, which means there are laundromats around here because there are lots of those buildings in the area. So there are laundromats, but apparently it's like up to $10 per load, plus the inconvenience of carrying it all over the place. So, but look, it was $420. I like the price, and I really like all these Art Deco features. Very unique, and it's a top floor apartment, so it's like living in a penthouse apartment in Potts Point. So sounds fancier than it is, but I think it would be impossible to fit a bed. I mean, I think all you really can fit in there is a bed and a TV and hardly any clothes. So you would have to be an extreme minimalist to live there, and I'm not quite there yet. But cute apartments. Let me know in the comments what you think. And my favorite part was the floors. The floors were so nice. Maybe they were still original, but really nicely done up. And they weren't squeaking or anything. And they were just really, really beautiful. It gives off very expensive vibes. And if it had another room, oh my God, this would be an awesome place. Also way more expensive. All right, next up, an apartment in Darlinghurst. That's probably also gonna be tiny, but I think the price is way higher. But let's check it out, eh? So we are now in Darlinghurst, which is pretty much bordering Potts Point, so it's sort of the same area. And I just wanted to say I like this neck of the woods here. But unfortunately there were no apartments available here. But I'm very much hoping, if I decide to move back to Sydney, to find something here in this area. I looked at an apartment in this building a few years ago. I mean, look, it's cheaply built and not very fancy, but the size is a little bit better than what we've seen so far. It's a numbers game, apartment hunting in Sydney, really. So yes, it is possible to find something under 500. You just have to really compromise space and not expect any luxury. Not even a wardrobe, ideally. I mean, you guys know how much I love modern high-rise building with amenities. And here in Sydney, they do exist as well, but they don't even come up as an option in my search results if I set the filters to up to $800 per week. So they would be beyond $800, and especially if they are like in the city area, they would be probably upwards from $1,000 per week. Because as you can see, there are no high rises here in Darlinghurst and Potts Point. Very few, but they are like older high rises, like the one that I used to live in. And they are crazy expensive and actually really not that great. So I feel rather than paying $800 for an apartment that's still not that great, I'd rather go extreme minimalist and at least pay less than what I'm paying in Melbourne. And yes, the apartment won't offer anything fancy, but at least it is well priced. So obviously the expectations, my expectations here in Sydney are completely different than what they are in Melbourne. Apartment hunting in Melbourne and in Sydney are two completely different ball games. You cannot compare those two cities when it comes to apartment hunting. And in order to live in Sydney, you should either have a lot of cash or no furniture and no expectations. Look how cute and how tiny. Cute and tiny and probably crazy expensive. I also lived in this building for a few weeks only. Long time ago. Alright, very nice area for the next apartment. We are near Oxford Street here. And I mean, up and coming and very trendy, not hating it. Alrighty, here we are. That's the building. Nobody waiting here yet, which is a good sign. I actually inspected an apartment in here like 2 or 3 years ago. And there were like, I think 30 people looking at the same apartment. I remember thinking I will never find anything, and then I found my apartment in Springfield Avenue, thankfully. Maybe we will have more luck now. This is also a top floor apartment, yet another penthouse. This video is full of penthouse reviews. Also, there is a little pool in this building, I remember, on level 6. It's not great, but it is there, so very fancy. I guess that's why it's more expensive, this one. Let's see what it has to offer.
17 towards
Oh wow. Hello. Okay, storage. OMG, it was so dirty in there and so dusty, like I was coughing the whole time. And size-wise, it's not bad, but the price, it's crazy overpriced for what it is. And also, I think it is south-facing, so it's definitely a no for this one. I'd rather take the tiny, tiny Art Deco one, to be honest. To be fair, it had space for a washing machine and the taps were there. So that is great for washing machine and dryer. And it had a good space for the bed. Look, it's not completely horrible, and I do like the area, like it's super close to the city. You're pretty much in the city here. It's just when there's so much stuff in there and it smelled really bad. I'm still coughing. Yeah, it's hard to tell when there's so much stuff in there and so much dust. Moving on.